Good evening, junkies. Welcome to EminiJunkie.com, your yes trading mentor's free trading video for Tuesday, May 25th, 2010. Today we had a total of 19 executable trade signals for a max potential of 39 ES ticks. This video is for educational purposes only, is intended to highlight our high probability trade setups and give you a feel for the quantity of trades taken each trading day using this approach. A full trading plan and daily live trading room can be accessed via our website at EminiJunkie.com. Okay, we had the huge gap down this morning. That was due to the news that came out of the Asian markets with the potential Korean issue going on. And we actually started off the day with a signal to the short side. We came down, pulled back to our moving average. We got run over like a freight train. T0 minus 14 ticks on that first trade of the day. And as soon as that trade, as soon as we were stopped out on that trade, we actually had an extension to the upside. That extension gave us targets 1 and targets 2 for positive 8 ticks. We then moved down through our moving average. Actually got a nice signal and pullback. Got a targets 1 and targets 2 to the downside for 10 ticks on that particular move. As we pushed lower, came back up through our moving average, got another signal to the long side. Targets 1 and targets 2 as we moved back up to our opening price. 9 ticks on that particular trade. Rotated back up. Kind of did a sideways consolidation there. Made a push up. Had another rotation down through our moving average. Got a signal to get short. That produced targets 1 and targets 2 for 9 ticks to the downside. That was right after the 10 o'clock news time frame. At 10:15, you can see we had this fast moved up, gave us an opportunity for an extension trade that produced targets 1 and targets 2 to the upside for 7 ticks. Came back down through our moving average, got another fast move down, extension to the short side off this little pullback right here, produced targets 1 and targets 2 to the downside for 7 ticks for a little micro trade there. The market moved back down to our opening price. Found some support there, came off of that. Another quick move to the upside, got an extension long for another small micro, target 1 and target 2 of only 6 ticks. Came off of our highs, did a little rotation to the downside, got a signal to get short. That was about around 11:19. That produced targets 1 and targets 2 to the downside for 7 ticks, and that was our last trade of the morning. Now between 11:30 and 1:15 we do not initiate any new trades. That's due to the volatility and the lighter volume that typically happens during our lunchtime trading hours. But lately there's been a lot of volatility and a lot of volume. But coming out of lunch we got into our afternoon session. And the afternoon typically is not as productive as the morning session in the overall scheme of things. We had our first setup of the day, and that did produce target 1, but we did not get the follow through, so we had a 2-tick stop out on that particular trade. Coming off of that, we had a cross to the downside, had a signal short that produced targets 1 and targets 2 for 7 ticks to the downside, and then we started getting into a little bit of a chop fest here. We had a signal to get long, got our first contract off, no follow through, 2-tick stop out on that trade, followed immediately by a signal short. Did not even get our first contract off. Full stop out, minus 14 ticks on that trade. We did get a nice rotation and a signal long that produced targets 1 and targets 2 to the upside for 13 ticks shortly after 2 o'clock. And that was a real nice setup. Another setup to the downside. Did not get our first contract off. Ended up getting another full stop out in the afternoon for 14 ticks. Got a immediate signal to get long. Barely got our first contract off. T1 minus 2, got a signal to the downside. Again, got our first contract off, T1 minus 2. So you can see the afternoon was just quite a lot of false moves back and forth, and we finally got a quick pop up with an extension opportunity to the upside right around 2:43. That produced targets 1 and targets 2 for 8 ticks, and then the market traveled a little higher, finally pulled back through our moving average right before 3 o'clock, got a signal to get short, and that only got our first contract off. Ended up getting stopped out for 2 ticks. So the afternoon, I believe we were down for about 10 ticks on the day, if I remember correctly. We had 10 trades in the afternoon for a minus 10 tick loss. So the afternoon was definitely a hindrance to our overall performance today, but that's okay. Overall, We ended up with a total of 19 trades for a plus 39 ES ticks. I want to thank you for watching. For more details on this plan, including all the chart setups, or to join our live trading and video newsletter, please visit EminiJunkie.com or simply click the link at the top of this screen. Thanks, and make it a great day.